Welcome to the Ask Domnat Show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern. The fastest 30 minutes of your day to make you an overall more informed person. My name is Dominique Pereira, but you might know me as Ask Domnat. And the people are asking. Obviously, the major topic, if you know the show, if you know the format, I try to give you the news you need to know and keep it well balanced. I try to make sure you guys know everything. And the major topic dominating, it's all about the war. So let's get into today's rundown. March 11th rundown show. Thank you for watching the show. It is day 12 of the U.S.-Iran war. I guess we could just put U.S.-Israel-Iran war in there, but it's day 12. I'm going to give you guys some highlights so that you guys don't have to watch all the news that I do and you guys still stay informed. But then we're going to keep it a little bit lighthearted to keep it in the spirit of the Ask Domnat audience. Tell me, guys, where you guys are watching from. We got a lot of viewers over at Twitter. Tell me what you guys are seeing, or X now, where you guys are coming from. So I did the 5K. Tell me how good you think I did. I did some videos. I got some videos for you guys. And on this show, we're going to go over some government contracts live here. It is a business entrepreneurial investing show, if we can call it that. But remember, this is not investing advice. Don't sue me. So we're going to go over some business assets here. Remember, today's show, if you are not already part of the Ask Domnat All Access community, we are now extending the show for the second half of the show where we're going to touch on more in-depth stuff. We're going to be doing it in the All Access community. So make sure that you join that. It's free for the first 100 people. I might mess around and just submit the contract right while I'm in there, but I'm certainly going to be going over it with you guys in detail. If you want to hear my unadulterated facts and thoughts about day 12 of this war, I'm also going to dive more in there because, these platforms, they censor you. There's only so much I can say before I start getting banned. So let's get into it. We got a lot going on in day 12. We have a lot going on day 12 of the war. The first thing is, where do I even start? So let's start here. Khamenei. I don't even know how to I was trying to figure out how to pronounce the new supreme leader's name. It's the old name, but Khamenei, Mustafa Khamenei, new supreme leader. We hear that Israel and United States believe that he's going to be unpopular. Boom, boom, boom. Let me tell you guys, what did I tell you last episode? Watch out for who's lying to you. And here's why. There was a rally for Khamenei, the new supreme leader, over in Iran. Let's see if I can share my screen with you guys and make sure that you guys can see this. The rally for this new guy, who presumably we're being told is unpopular. Look at this. Look at this, people. I don't know how many people that is, but we got thousands of people, if not hundreds of thousands. It's tens of thousands of people showing up for the new rally. He gave his speech. So this doesn't look like an uprising to me. I know that we wanted to change the regime. That's him and his father. And the craziest thing is, and we can take it seems like unadulterated support. Now here's the thing about all this. I want you to put this in context of the United States, right? If you're a Democrat, if you're a Republican, or if you're independent, no matter who you vote for, you kind of support the flag, right? Like you support your country for the most part. We could take this off. We could take this off. And the reality is, what people are rallying behind is the flag of Iran, because the devastation that they've been seeing is like, whoa, yeah, United States was supposed to be liberating us. And remember, half of the country here in the United States, I think it was 78 million people, voted for Donald Trump. Maybe 70 million people voted for Kamala Harris. But that's still a huge amount of people on both sides. So Iran has 94 million people. even if those numbers are true, half the country supports one guy, the other half supports the other guy. That's still 45 million people, folks. 45 million people. And they're saying that they have about 1 million people in their Revolutionary Guard, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. That's a lot of support. You can't displace that many people without a full-on boots on the ground invasion and forcing your will on people. Now, why are they rallying behind the flag? Why? Right? Like, I wish I was part of this council. Let me share my screen here again. Here is the scene from Iran. It looks apocalyptic, right? We're seeing as part of the bombing. Here's the problem with what's happened. Israel bombed a oil facility in Tehran, or right outside of Tehran. One of the largest oil facilities in this is if you are driving and you see this, the sky has gone black. They're saying that it is raining oil, right? The people are saying that it's hard to breathe. So now, it's just, and this is Kuwait here, where after all of this, Iran decided to attack Kuwait's oil facilities. Iran decided we're going to also let it off. We're going to also start attacking oil facilities, because when you go outside your cars, people are saying your cars are just littered with thick oil on it. People, I mean, God knows that in 10 years we're going to start having a bunch of lung cancer lawsuits happening, right? If Iranians have mass torts, because yeah, I mean, you're breathing in oil. So now you're saying, well, these Americans and Israelis are supposed to be liberating us, but I don't feel very liberated, man. I kind of like the way things were before. Maybe, I don't know. If you're from Iran, tell me. But you kind of don't, because they were being repressed, right? Like, so when you're thinking about this war, it's not a good guy versus bad guy. It's like, crap, you're being screwed by both sides, right? Like, who's making your life more miserable? Is it the freaking jihad, like, extremists, or is it the bombs dropping over your head? That's a hard place. My heart sympathizes for people in that situation, right? So there's no easy solution. There's no easy answer. But so what does Trump say? Trump says, well, you have to, we have to get oil in and out anyways, right? Like, oil prices are skyrocketing. You saw that went to $120 a barrel. Then it went back down. So Trump, let me bring up an article. I don't know where it's at, but the article basically said, you got to show some guts. He told the companies, here you go. Throw me up. Guys, sorry, we're working on the screen share stuff. This is Trump says, well, there we go. In an interview to the oil tanker crews must show some guts. Sail through the Strait of Hormuz. The United States, it says their Navy, here it goes, the ships should go through the Strait of Hormuz and show some guts. There's nothing to be afraid of. They have no Navy. We sunk all their ships. Okay. Marching orders, Mr. President. We're going through the strait. Now, I follow a channel here, and I do so much research for you guys, so you guys don't have to. This is Maritime Traffic. I watch traffic through the strait. I watch this guy here. On his YouTube channel is what's passing through maritime. What's the traffic looking like? This is the Strait of Hormuz right here, right? And these are kind of the ships. You see, they're stuck. They're like, we're not passing through here. We're not passing through here. Every once in a while, they're telling you what ships are waiting, what ships don't want to pass. And every once in a while, you get one ship or two that decides, I'm going to make a run for it. I'm going to try to go. All the oil is trying to come from this side here, the Persian Gulf, to over here on this side to get out to the Indian Ocean, right? But right here, let me see if my screen froze. right in the middle is where Trump is saying, show some guts. You guys tell me, would you do it? If you're, how much would you have to be getting paid? Let me see here. This guy, he's showing like all these ships are lined up. These guys are, remember, these guys are lined up to bring in, these guys are trying to come in so that they can bring in food, water, supplies, and get loaded up for oil. These guys are trying to take out everything. So how much would you have to get paid to listen to somebody who's sitting, you know, in a safe home telling you, go show some guts, cross the strait? Is it a couple $1,000? Is it a couple $100,000? I don't know. This guy goes in depth about like how much crude oil has gone up. And you're seeing here that it's the amount. This is how much ship transit has been coming out, right? Like this is the drop, the average daily drop of how many barrels of oil. It's come almost to a complete stop, right? Now, there are some ships that showed some guts recently. There are some ships that showed some guts. And let me see here if I have that article where a couple ships showed some guts recently. And I think if this is the article that I was reading, let me see. You're digging. No. Okay, some ships got blown up, guys. That's all you need to know. Some ships got blown up recently. And where was that article? Let me find it for you guys. You can take this off here. Yeah, the ships were passing through the strait as of yesterday or this morning. And let me just show you. It was 3 ships that showed some guts and they got hit by something. And Iran says, you guys pass through here again and we're gonna blow you up. So that didn't work out, which is a shame. Hopefully. Okay, here, let me go to CNN. Let me show here. Attacks on ships in Strait of Hormuz escalate as Iran launches intense strikes. That is this morning. I don't know why that stopped sharing there for you guys. I'm not even a CNN fan anymore, but for a lot of reasons, Main Street media, I'm not a fan. But so there are ships that tried to listen and they got blown up. So hopefully 3 crew members on the board of Thai vessel remain unaccounted for after it was struck today. I'm telling you right now, that just changes the whole narrative. That just, because now it's like, why am I doing this for? A 9 to 5? I had nothing to do with this war. Hey, Captain, let me off. I don't care what you guys do with this oil. I don't care what you guys do with this ship. I was just talking to the other guys on the other ships. I'm like, yeah, we see y'all. Okay, you guys are crossing. Oh, yeah, you know what? You're good. You're showing some. Oh, damn. Okay. Hello, can you hear me? Gone. Hey, hello? Hello, ship 123? Yeah, I'm not going. Captain's talking about it's our turn now. If you're in the ship watching the Ask Dom Net show, let me know what you guys are talking about. Because this is how pirates start. This is how mutinies start. Whoever the captain is, who's this? Translação português. Okay, see, vamos. All right. So this is my brother over there, Francis, talking about we need to start doing the Ask Dom Net show in Portuguese. Ok, vamos começar a fazer o programa em português, então. So we might have to do that after hours. So, but I appreciate, see, the Ask Dom Net show reaches everywhere, guys. This is a global show. Em realidade, vamos fazer programa, temos que fazer programa em português, só tenho que ver 1 hora ou 30 minutos, vou ver, cada outro dia vai ser em português, porque eu tenho que praticar o português. Então, ou posso fazer também em português, mas você tem que vir e estar no programa também. So I told him I could do it in Portuguese, but he has to come and join the show. We'll do that like maybe the golden hour or something like that. So so cool. So we got attacks on ships. Now, who's really winning, guys? Who's really winning? Let me go over really quick. I want to share with you guys a 1-minute video of Vladimir Putin, who sat down and invited some people to to the new situation in Russia, where he's saying, hey, oil prices are going up. Russia is stable. Let me just give you some background information. The European Union, all U.S. allies, you all know this, we're going to stop buying Russian gas and liquefied natural gas, right? Remember the Gazprom um, pipeline, that Gazprom 2 was canceled by Germany. Germany was the largest buyer of Russian gas. Because of the war in Ukraine, they decided to stop. European Union decided, man, you know what? Their plan was in April of this year, they were going to reduce their gas intake by a lot. And by 2027, they were going to try to cut Russia completely off. All right. So 2027 is next year. They were trying to, because remember, Russian oil is being sanctioned technically. So what did Vladimir Putin say? He convened all these guys and his team. And what did he say? Let me just play it and let you guys react, or I'm going to just react to it. Can you hear it? Okay. No, you can't hear it. Let me share it again. Let me share the audio. Okay. Throw it on there. And let's see here if you guys can hear it.
Countries of the European Union plan to introduce additional restrictions on the purchase of Russian hydrocarbons starting April 25th, including liquefied natural gas,
Okay.
up to a total ban on such supplies in 2027. In this regard, the government has already been set the task of assessing the possibility and expediency of terminating the supplies of our energy resources to the European market.
Okay. Well, so you heard what he said there. So they were trying to reduce the amount for April, but and then completely shut off for 2027, like I told you guys. So now they said, well, you know what? Our government's already trying to figure out how to terminate completely to the European markets. Why wait? Okay, interesting.
We should not to wait until the door is demonstratively slammed in our faces, but to do it right now and move these volumes away from the European market to more interesting directions, well, and to gain a foothold there, which is the most important thing. Right now, the market situation is taking shape in such a way that if we reorient ourselves right now toward those markets that need an increase in supplies, we can establish a foothold there now.
Okay, so Vladimir Putin saying, well, you guys, we were arguing about, no, don't shut us out, continue buying Russian gas. Europeans like, oh, no, you guys are sanctioned. You know, we got to listen to what the United States is saying, and we don't like what you're doing in Europe and Ukraine either way. So we're going to shut you guys out in 2027. Now, remember, with the oil supply in the Middle East completely turned off or practically turned off, Russia is the biggest winner. Everybody is buying Russian oil. They're making a lot of money. I watched this entire little press conference. Vladimir Putin even told the oil companies there, hey, take all this extra money and pay off debts to the national bank. They're like, don't carry a lot of debt. We're making so much money that now is the time to reduce your debt load and stabilize your company. Very, very smart move by the Russians here. Credit where credit is due. And not only that, they're saying there's very interesting markets in the in Southwest or Southeast Asia, i.e. China, India, Singapore, Thailand, like all of the, I mean, that one of those ships that was blown up was a Thai ship. So you think they're going to send their people there again, or they just want to go straight to Russia? And so Vladimir Putin is saying, we should establish those footholds now. There is no reason why we can't establish long-term contracts now. And why wait for 2027 for you guys to close the door in our face? We're actually closing this door ourselves right now. Europe was not prepared for that because Europe is actually going to Russia and saying, well, can we buy oil from you? May we have some oil, please? May we have some oil, sir? The only good thing is that it's not winter, or else it would be a really big problem because winter. So, but yeah.
That is, where there is stable long-term demand and reliable relationships of a long-term nature. In those states that are building constructive business relations with Russia. By the way, I asked you to come in order to consult on all these matters. If European companies, European buyers, suddenly decide to reorient themselves and provide us with long-term, stable joint work, devoid of political opportunism, freed from political opportunism, then please, we have never refused. We are ready to work with the Europeans as well.
Okay. So we might have to take this over to the private chat, guys. We have to, because maybe this show was just too much for one day. Because what he just said is, if you are willing to reorient yourself, then political talk, that means, hey, if you basically break away from the United States, if you change your position for the long term, we need guarantees. Then we've never decided not to work with you guys. We'll work with y'all, but we need, or else right now we will close the door. And here's my predictions, right? How long is this war gonna last? I'll tell you, right? You're gonna just look up 2026 midterms, midterm elections. When is the midterm elections? It's in November. It's in November 3rd. That's how long Iran wants to prolong this one for. They want the political parties involved to feel the pain throughout the midterm, so that if the United States is suffering throughout the midterm, then who's going to be the winning candidate? Who's going to be the message that wins? It's going to be the candidates that say, we're going to stop this war. We're going to blah, 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 blah. We're going to bring oil prices down. Iran is in a complete, I call it existential crisis mode, to make sure that they can actually survive, people. And you think that you saw what their skies look like. Now, because I have so much to cover, this is what I'm saying. You guys put up the code, Aaron, because this is where you guys are going to catch the second half of the show. Is askdomnat.com/live. Askdomnat.com/live. It's going to be the all access, because I could only show you guys so much. And what I'm going to show you guys is, let me show you guys something. Huh? Okay, I follow a lot of people. If you listen to Dominique Pereira, if you listen to me, Ask Domnat, sometimes you're saying, you might wonder, Dom, what's your politics, right? I don't have politics, people. I have sense. I have sensibility. I don't align myself with one party or one cause. All right, show my screen. This guy, I come across him, Alex Bernicote, whatever. I don't know where he's out of. Maybe EU somewhere. But I've been watching some of his videos, and he has this one, I'm being arrested because of Israel. Basically, he shows a lot of videos about things that are going on. He is not an Israel fan, I'll tell you that. And he makes it very clear. But he's showing videos about damage that's happening in Israel. He's showing damage, things that are going on and that are against, I guess, the narrative, right? And I watch everything. I watch all sides. And what happened? He put out a video a couple of days ago saying how his TikTok got banned and his Instagram got removed. And though, now Facebook, he's still on Facebook for now. But so American Call Line, so this is kind of a headline that gets you can't really talk about this stuff out loud on these platforms that have all sorts of incentives. So what do I want to do? I want to curate a community. You guys catch me on the all access, askdomnat.com/all access. I'm sorry, /live. And we're going to really continue our conversation. But let me, before I end this topic here, let me show you guys what the damage that I'm seeing in Israel and if you guys are in Israel, if any of the followers and the viewers here are out of Israel, this is a video that I saw. Um, that basically you see down here. This is where I don't even know. Okay, airstrike in Kerman. I think that's I don't know. Okay, so you see how this was damaged fighter jets. I don't. Yeah, no longer there. So we have a lot of damage. This is in Tehran of U.S. Israel strike. This is in Tehran still. I'm just seeing all these places that are being damaged and destroyed. Where's this one? Military base in Iran. Okay. So, but I actually wanted to show you guys. I had another video. Maybe I'll bring that up for damages that are occurring in Israel and Tel Aviv, because those are a little bit more difficult to come across because it's a lot of censorship going on in Tel Aviv. So this might be the scene here in Tel Aviv where you're just seeing. I mean, this is cars lined with soot, and this was a strike. Look at this strike here. It's going to be a big. Hold on, did it already happen? Yeah, like it's going to be a big explosion here in Tel Aviv. So we're not seeing this stuff. There is a military censorship going on out of Israel because they're claiming national protection and national security, because they don't want people to know where the David Sling and the Iron Domes are flying out of. But the reality is, the public opinion, public sentiment. Some of this stuff isn't real, right? Like I don't know if this one is. I don't know if this one is, but you have to be careful about the AI stuff too. That's the problem. So I'm very careful on what kind of I bring up. Some of these things are just AI. I try to do my research, but what I'm seeing right now, oil prices going up. I'm seeing a lot of bombs hitting both Iran and Israel. I don't know who's winning. I don't know who's winning. So let's yeah, let's talk about it more. I think you guys are gonna get a good sense here in the next week or two. But this war is gonna last, I think, until November, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Unless we see something. Yeah, no, I mean it's just you guys let me know. Because how would it stop earlier? Literally, they asked Iran if you're willing to do a ceasefire. And I'll leave you guys at this point. They asked Iran if you're willing to do a ceasefire. And they plain out without without being political, they just said, no, we're not interested in a ceasefire. We've tried negotiations before. When we tried negotiation, remember, Trump has bragged, to his credit, about killing Soleimani, which was their guard, their Revolutionary Guard general, their top general. This is about a year ago. He killed Soleimani. They killed a bunch of people in their army. They killed now the supreme leader. They killed the 47 people behind them. All of those were in the midst of negotiations. There is a pattern with negotiating. You negotiate, then you meet with your generals. Give me 1 second. You meet with your generals, and in that meeting, you get blown up. Right? I don't know if negotiating is a great survival tactic for Iran. Yeah. You tell me. You tell me. What is the move here, people? Like, and they're saying, no, we don't want to negotiate. We want to go down fighting. So let's how much time we got, guys? Let me show you guys just one little snippet here. Let me show you guys one little snippet. Let's go to the next topic at hand, which is my run. My run. I know this isn't a great transition, but I'm trying to respect your guys' time. But in DC, and thank God everything turned out great. I was running this weekend 5K. It was we're in Women's Month, and I give equal opportunity whippings to everybody, women, men, whatever. and look at all these people walking. I'm like, get out my way. Boom, get out my way. I'm gone. I'm gone. The people I didn't, but honestly, yeah, this was me stretching. I love stuff like this because it's just a good cause. I support all these good causes. I like when I see my tax dollars. This is what I want more and more people to enjoy, right? Like we shouldn't be talking about all the devastation that's going on. I mean, we should talk about it if it's happening, but I really wish that it wasn't. You got to stretch, people. This is my wife. We're jogging, and eventually we started. We didn't jog forever, right? I made a marital decision here, because we were jogging, and I'm like, yes, we can win this thing. We can win. And sometime in the middle there, we started walking, it was either between leaving my wife and or walk, and I ran, people. I ran. So as of last week, I was still happily married, but now I won the race. I don't know if I won my marriage, but no, I didn't win the race, guys. I didn't. I still came in like 200th place. But I walked with my wife while she wanted to walk, and then I bolted it. But the great thing about stuff like that, what I saw there, from an entrepreneurial standpoint, there was a lot of vendors. I got my shirt. There was a lot of money. Like, to do an event like that, it takes so much money. There's vendors, there's prizes, there's whatever. There's so much money, and there's security, there's videographers. I want you to make sure that you take part in that. I want you to make sure that you make a little bit of that money yourself. Don't just leave it to the big companies. And you're asking yourself, Dom, how do I take part of that? How do I take all that part? Right now, that was in DC. But I do a lot of government contracts, right? Like that's just a local contract that is in whatever that city is. That one's in DC, but you can do it in Virginia, you can do it in wherever. So let me share my screen here. Am I sharing my screen? Oh, perfect. So this is Virginia, which is where let me just come here, because I'm already I was looking into some contracts and bids that the state of Virginia is coming up on. Virginia bids, right? If you just Google that, it's going to be Virginia, and then you can come here and you can go with buyer login, which I'm a buyer, right? There's contracts and sources. You're going to see Commonwealth of Virginia contracts. These are IT contracts here. If you want to win these contracts, all this money going out to all these companies, when we're at war, which we spent most of the show talking about, there's going on there. The government's buying, they're spending $1 billion a day. $1 billion a day or more. They're spending more, and they're looking to get an extra $50 billion. I want you to get some of that money. So we're going to come here. We're going to look at, okay, what are they buying? Okay, what are they buying? We got micro businesses here, small business. So let's go over a couple of these. This micro business. Are you a woman-owned small business? If you're a woman, and we're talking Women's History Month right here, workstation ad on 22nd floor. Why did my screen go off? Sorry, guys. We need to figure out what that issue is, because it happens more than I would like. Throw it on there. So why don't we do this? Ball office products, workstation. So yeah, let's go over it. But you know what? Instead of going over it here, this is the good thing about the Ask Domnat community. I want to give you guys full access. And why don't you guys see me at the all access part of the show of and you can access that at askdomnat.com/live. I'm going to continue it. I'm going to pick it up here. I'm going to show you how you can start winning these contracts, seeing what you can do. We're going to go over it live. So guys, askdomnat.com/live. Join the community, all access. And I appreciate you watching the Ask Domnat show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern time, the fastest 30 minutes of your day to make you an overall more informed person. My name is Dominique Pereira, but you might know me as Domnat, and I hope that I can see you in the All Access community right now so that we can show you how you can take advantage of all of these government contracts coming out right now.